WRUF knows it is that time of year where we all start to watch the weather a little more closely, with daily thunderstorms and the tropics heating up. Meteorologists are on staff with updated daily forecasts as well as predictions on the stronger storms. Stay current with any weather conditions on the Florida Storms mobile app, free in your app store. Storm coverage on WRUF is brought to you by The Best Restoration, Masters of Disasters, Radiant Credit Union, and by Area Rug Master.
From the Spurrier's Gridiron Grill Studio, WRUF Gainesville, W251CG Gainesville, WRUF FM HD2, and on the WRUF radio app. This program is paid for by Weeby Marketing. The godfather of Gator Sports Talk Radio has returned.
I'm going to make him an offer he can't refuse.
It's Sports Scene with Steve Russell. Time to eat some lunch and talk some Gator sports.
Sports Scene with Steve Russell is fueled by Southeast Car Agency and brought to you in part by Gator Trim Life, Campus USA Credit Union, Doreen Wiebe Realtor, Fairlife Milk, Domino's Pizza, International Diamond Center, Meldon Law, Miapa Latin Cafe, Spurrier's Gridiron Grill, Quality Plumbing, Sensei Asian Bistro, Ruse Ogra State Farm, Titan MRI and Imaging, the UF Bookstore, Gala Bank, BND Electric, and the Head Beer Coach 1966 Lager.
Now, here's Steve Russell, right here on WRUF.
Welcome into a Wednesday edition of Sports Scene as you listen on WRUF. I'm Steve Russell. Thank you for making time out of your day to join us and talk sports. Luis is going to be making sure all the buttons are pushed right today. He'll produce the program. A lot is actually going on today for the second day of June. And I would like to get your input on some things today. First of all, this was something I was really thinking about last night. Coaching, okay? We all live in a country, thankfully, where there is free speech. I don't have to agree with it. I don't have to like it, but we have that hard-fought right. After Gator Baseball lost, I went on social media for not long, but long enough, and I just couldn't believe some of the things I was reading from supposed fans of the program, people who support the program. It was unbelievable. But again, you have the right to say it. But it made me stop and think, what is your expectation of a coach's job? In other words, okay, if, and we'll use Florida, okay, but I will also say this. There are coaches and their expectations at some schools and coaches and their expectations at other schools. I'm going to just pick a random school here. If you're coaching baseball at Wisconsin, I don't know that your expectation is getting to Omaha every year or so. I don't think it's the same. So I will acknowledge and admit that depending on the program you're at, the sport you're coaching, that there's going to be different expectations. Although, I mean, in theory, you know, isn't it supposed to be the same for everybody? Try to win a championship? But you get where I'm going, okay? So, and I'll use an SEC school, Missouri. Their facilities are, at least the last time we were there, are by far the worst in our league. And it isn't even close. Oklahoma's is not good either, but they're revamping. And maybe Missouri is, I don't know, but we were just at Oklahoma. And I know they're going to do a renovation there. So what do you think the expectation is for fans at Missouri when it comes to their baseball coach? You're going to fire him? What if they went and got to the regionals a couple of years in a row, and then the next year they didn't? You're going to fire him? So, again, I just want to know what your expectation is for coaches, not only here, but primarily here, but, overall as well. Last night, hockey playoffs. Vegas coming back to beat Carolina. And how about this stat? Entering last night, road teams were 0-55 when down multiple goals at any point in a Stanley Cup Final Game 1. That's now 1-55 after last night. Also today, who you got? Who you got? Knicks, Spurs. Tell me who you got. I'm picking San Antonio. I want my Knicks to win. I hope my Knicks win. And I think psychologically, I'm picking San Antonio because if the Knicks do lose, I won't be as upset because if I pick them. But who's going to stop Wemby? That's my question, right? And I don't know how good defensively Jalen Brunson's going to be against some of these dudes for San Antonio. But we'll see, okay? We'll also talk about the SEC and the Big Ten saying no thank you to proposed legislation to help out college athletics. Some of the other conferences have said, okay. The SEC and the Big Ten say no thank you. It is an absolute mess. All right. Today, as always, we are fueled by Southeast Car Agency in Gainesville, 310 Northeast 39th Avenue, the best in late model, low mileage vehicles. When you go see the Cousins family in person, you know what to do. Make sure and tell them Sports Scene sent you. We come to you live from the Gator Trim Light Studio. Folks, they can make your home, your yard, your pool area really look great. And decks, landscape, lighting, whatever it is, they do really good work. And it's all programmable right from your phone. Go visit them online, GatorTrimLight.com, and you can see what I'm talking about. If you have a text you want to send us, Luis will take care of that. Our text line, 352-325-3777, brought to you by B&D Electric. Electrical service you can trust. They're good. You can schedule at bdelectric.com. And all of our phone calls come to you courtesy of Titan MRI, with 3 locations in Gainesville, 1 in Lake City to serve you better. You can call them for the best MRI and go to titanmri.com and learn more. Our email, srussell@wruf.com, always courtesy of International Diamond Center, the official jeweler of the Florida Gators. You want fine jewelry, simply put, this is the place to go, International Diamond Center. All right, let's start with Daryl. Daryl, hello.
Hey, good subject day, Steve. How are you?
I'm well.
Steve, yes, as a longtime Gator baseball fan, Florida's really never had the success they've had before, with Sully at the helm. I mean, we've had sprinkles here and there with Pat McMahon and a little bit of, Lopes back in the day and Lopez. But, Steve, this is my thing. I just don't understand the expectations of fans nowadays. Sometimes I wonder if they're just Johnny-come-lately fans and they want to win a national championship every year. And, look at the success we've had. I'm repeating myself. Won a national title. Sully's put us in a regional about every year. Super regionals here and there. We go to Omaha a lot. What else does people want?
Some people want more than that. It's just that simple. And I do think what happens, Daryl, and it's not just here. I just want to make that point. I'm not hating on Florida fans. But Florida got a top 8 national seed. Look how many SEC teams are in super regionals. And the Gator fans thinking we should be there too. Look, this regional was all set up for it. And taking nothing away from Little Rock, because they may be really good, I don't know. But, if you were playing, if somebody said to you, hey, in a super regional, we're going to play a 4 seed from, the other regional, I think you take that. So I get the added frustration of that, because people don't know Troy. They don't know Little Rock. So you should beat those teams. You just beat Miami's brains in. I get it. But, when the Mets lost 120 games in 1962, guess what? They also won 40. So, sometimes, it happens that way.
Yeah. Well, I'm a history buff, too, just like you are, Steve. And on the flip side, if Sully was a football coach at UF and all the success he's had, every year, the win-loss record, say comparing this to Mark Richt at Georgia, they ran him out of town because he couldn't get him over the hump. Do you think Sully be let go as the football coach at University of Florida right now?
You're not comparing apples and apples there, but I see your point, because you have other layers in baseball that you don't have in football, right? Especially, when Mark Richt was coaching. If you didn't get, to the SEC championship game, or you didn't get, to play for a championship, then, at a place like Georgia, even though he had a good record, they felt that, he wasn't getting them to the next step. I get that. But Sully has gotten the program to the next step. And even though he's only won 1 championship, it wasn't that long ago they were in Omaha. So it isn't like there's been this 10-year drought when they haven't been, in the College World Series. So, but look, I understand the frustration. I understand, because on paper it was there for him to take. But I am interested in, and you're the only person so far, Daryl, who's picking up a phone or emailing me and trying to give me what their expectation is, because I'd like to know what the heck it is.
Yeah, well, this is my thing, Steve. Sully can't throw pitches. Sully can't swing the bat. He can put these players in positions where he thinks they'll succeed, like the other night, McDonald got pulled, and he said, he looked gassed in the dugout. I trusted Sully. He's coaching the baseball team. Daryl's not coaching the team. Steve Russell's not coaching the team. So we got to go what Sully says. All
right. Appreciate you, Daryl. Thank you for your call. This hour of Sports Scene brought to you by Quality Plumbing. When you need a quality plumber, rely on the same company Gainesville's trusted since 1984. Indeed, their name says it all. Quality Plumbing. And all of our guests come to you courtesy of Meldon Law, serving Gator Nation since 1971. Meldon Law won't back down. Going to keep Luis busy, I hope, with Facebook Live questions. They're courtesy of Ruse Ogra State Farm, your go-to agent in Gainesville for car, home, casualty, and life insurance. And our YouTube questions, sponsored by Campus USA Credit Union, where one Stephen or Spurrier does his banking. Founded on the UF campus, serving our community for 90 years. We'll take a break. We'll come back, and then hopefully nobody's going to give me NBA today. We're in the month of June, peeps, and that's what happens sometimes. But hopefully we'll talk a little sports. You're listening to Sports Scene on WRUF.
WRUF Sports Center.
I'm Jacob Whitman. Florida men's golf missed it short in the national championship quarterfinals in a 3-2 match play loss to Oklahoma State. Florida coach Dudley Hart said this about senior Matthew Kress.
Wins and losses come. I love to win as much as anybody, but the relationships, I don't want to get emotional, but Matthew Kress, man, he helped change this program, but I'm going to miss that kid a lot, and he's like a second son to me.
Kress capped his collegiate career as a 2-time All-SEC player. Continuing down the fairway, 3 Gators women's golf athletes earned All-American honors. Junior Paula Francisco secured second team, with graduate and sophomore Megan Propek and Zoe Wu capturing honorable mentions. In other news, Santa Fe head baseball coach Johnny Wiggs is retiring after 20 years with the Saints. Wiggs would lead the Saints to 626 wins and 2 trips to the Junior College World Series.
Hey folks, it's Steve Russell for my friends at Southeast Car Agency in Gainesville, 310 Northeast 39th Avenue. They've been in business for over 45 years. That in itself says a whole lot. Take a look around you when you drive. Take a look at the car in front of you, alongside of you. There's a really good chance it'll have a Southeast Car Agency tag, just like my vehicle does, and many vehicles before that have as well. When you go see them in person, make sure and tell them Sports Scene sent you to the good people at Southeast Car Agency, 310 Northeast 39th Avenue, Gainesville.
Everyone knows Gator Trim Light is the go-to for patented permanent holiday lighting. But did you know they do so much more? From pool enclosures and businesses to decks and landscape lighting, they've got you covered. Full color systems, fully programmable, right from your smartphone. Invisible by day, stunning by night. Show off your orange and blue home or landscape with GatorTrimLight.com. That's GatorTrimLight.com. GatorTrimLight.com.
In the mood for a delicious Asian fusion cuisine for lunch? Then head to P.F. Chang's in Gainesville. They have lunch specials starting at just $11.99. Happy hour, Monday through Friday, 3 to 6 p.m. Enjoy $5.99 beers, $6.99 wines, and $8.99 cocktails. Wednesdays are girls' night with half-price wine and champagne bottles. And any day, anytime, sip house and lucky cocktails for $8.99. Celebrate every meal at P.F. Chang's Gainesville, your destination for lunch, drinks, and fun.
It's lunchtime and nobody does lunch like Pomodoro Cafe. From Italian dishes to subs and salads, and favorites like their meatball sub with fries or onion rings, topped with the house sauce and lots of melted mozzarella.
This is Steve Russell sharing with you one of my favorite lunch spots, Pomodoro Cafe, located in the Spring Hill Publix complex on 39th Avenue near I-75. Enjoy Pomodoro Cafe today.
And don't forget, they cater online at pomodorocafe.com.
Craving bold, authentic Cuban flavor? Head to Mi Apa Latin Cafe, where every bite brings the taste of Cuba straight to your table. From iconic Cuban sandwiches and fresh flaky empanadas to rich café con leche and perfectly sweet plantains. Every dish is made fresh daily for a true Latin experience. Proudly serving the community for over 23 years. And a proud supporter of the Florida Gators, Mi Apa now features 6 convenient locations ready to welcome you. Dine-in, drive-through, to-go, or catering, Mi Apa is your choice for crowd-pleasing Cuban favorites. Mi Apa Latin Cafe, the best Cuban food north of Miami.
In a world of big banks, there's only one truly local choice in Gainesville, Gala Bank. Locally owned and operated, Gala Bank is built by people who live here, work here, and care about this community. With over 350 years of combined banking experience, you'll always get trusted guidance and personal service you can count on. And with convenient 7 to 7 hours, Monday through Saturday, banking works around your schedule, not the other way around. Local bank, local people. Gala Bank. Member FDIC.
Connecting with WRUF at Sports Scene just got easier. Call, email, watch on YouTube or Facebook Live. And now text us on the B&D Electric text line at 352-325-3777. That's 352-325-3777. Gator baseball fans, don't miss On Deck with Steve Russell and Jeff Cardoso live every Monday at 1 on WRUF. Get baseball and softball breakdowns, player analysis, and SEC previews. Listen live or anytime on the WRUF app, YouTube, or Facebook. On Deck, it's a hit.
You're listening to Sports Scene with Steve Russell, right here on WRUF, 98.1 FM, 850 AM, and 103.7 HD2.
You know, sometimes when you retire, it's an easy decision. I had to make that decision when it came to teaching. It was not an easy decision. I'm wondering what it was for my next guest, longtime friend. He is Santa Fe baseball coach Johnny Wiggs, who is stepping down, retiring from that position. Wiggsy, first of all, I think congratulations in order here, but I am curious, my friend, was this on your mind for a while? What was your thought process in making the decision?
Hey, Steve, thanks for having me.
You got it.
Yeah, I've thought about it for the last year or so. You know, I've been really fortunate, Steve. I've had a chance to wear a baseball uniform for 52 straight years.
It's true.
And I just in the past year, I realized that as a player and a coach, and I said, well, what a way to live, to wear a baseball uniform every year for 52 years. Of course, it was not easy because I love what I do. getting a chance to influence the lives of 18 to 20-year-olds and hopefully give them a boost, a springboard to the next level to experience the game of baseball like I did, and that's sort of been the most fun to watch over the years. When I always tell people this, when I first got into coaching, I did it for me and me only. I just wanted to compete. I wanted to win. I wanted to lose, those kind of things. But over time, you learn it's not just about you. It's about the players that you're influencing and trying to give them, like I said, some of the same experiences that I had. I got a chance to see a lot of different places around the country because of baseball. I got a bachelor's and a master's degree from the great University of Florida because of baseball. So they did so much for me, and to see all my guys and their stories and their experiences is what made my career so special. We won a lot, but my guys and their stories was what was important.
You've put guys in the big leagues, Wiggsy. I would imagine you've heard from a lot of your former players when the decision was announced?
Yeah, shoot, my phone hasn't stopped ringing for 2 days now, and texts and tweets and phone calls. It's been great. I'm usually pretty good at it, trying to get back to everybody, so I've been trying to do that. Yeah, it's those, again, the stories that I've been getting the last 2 days from kids that I coached 15, 20 years ago, and things that you don't think made a difference in somebody's life, and it did. Those kind of things is what's really special. But I got a lot of things to do. Again, I'm going to be a tremendous house husband to my wife of 35 years. My wife, Wendy, my daughters, Brittany, Ashley, and Jenna, supported me, my career, my teams, my whole life. It's now time for me to pour more into them. I don't think I've always been absent, but they've definitely sacrificed some things. I've missed some things over the years. Now I got 3 grandkids that are right around Gainesville. I got a 4th grandkid on the way, so I got plenty to do. Shoot, maybe even one day I get to do Gator Baseball Radio or something with you.
There you go.
That'd be fun. That'd be fun. So, so stuff like that is what I want to do, and I'm gonna continue to do my camps out of Gator Ball and just keep my hands on some baseball occasionally, but really excited about the next step.
Wiggsy, you kind of mentioned something, and I think, again, I relate to what happened here with a regional. A lot of fans upset about what happened, but it was emotional for me when I retired from teaching because of what I heard back from some of the students. What I might have done or helped or whatever. You never know, what that influence is, and you kind of mentioned that. But that's also outside of baseball. That's also rewarding in what you do, isn't it?
Oh, there's no doubt about it. The great Christian evangelist Billy Graham once said that a coach will impact more people in 1 year than the average person does in a lifetime. And I say the same thing about teachers, high school, college teachers. They get to influence so many people every single year. And so I really, late in my career, tried to take that to heart. When I was young, I was all about wins and losses and those kind of things. But late in my career, it was about trying to influence young people, do the right thing for them, try to motivate them, give them the great opportunities that I've gotten over my lifetime. And it means a lot to me when I get those stories back from guys that I've been a junior college head coach for 28 years now, 20 at Santa Fe, 8 at Polk, coached 7 years as an assistant coach. So a lot of different guys I've gotten to be able to hopefully touch and influence a little bit along the way.
Because you have played the game and because you have coached the game for a long time, Wiggsy, you've seen the game change and evolve. In your opinion, you know where I'm going.
Here we go.
I want to give you a forum. How have you seen the game change?
Well, first of all, in recent years, I've said I don't recognize the game that I once played. It was, again, I watched the Florida Regional this weekend really closely, and to see, I think they gave up 44 runs or something in 4 games. Yeah. I was like, that's just not the game. And they have great arms and they've got great pitchers. When Jeff Gitcom and I pitched on a doubleheader on Saturday in the SEC, it was usually 3-2, 2-1, maybe 4-3 if it got crazy.
Yeah.
And now it's 12-11, those kind of things. So the game's changed so much more offensive. We used to get balls off the plate a little bit. Well, with the all the computers and analytics and all those kind of things, we're not getting the balls off the plate. And they're in the college game, they're not calling the strikes as high as they are in the big leagues. So they're not getting the high strikes in the college game, and they're not getting the ball off the plate. So right now, all the advantage is in the offensive, is in the hitter's position. So I don't like that. One of my colleagues called me from another college, and he says, man, we're going to miss your battles. I said, it's your fault I'm getting out. He's a hitting coach. I said, I am a pitcher at heart. I can't handle 10-9 ball games. I said, we win 10-9, and I'm mad because I don't like giving up 9 runs.
Yeah.
So the game has changed so much for the offensive side of things. I'm not a big analytic guy. I always say I'm old school. And players are getting more new school. And I said I was going to go to my retirement without using any kind of watches, earphones, anything that communicated. I always thought that the part of the game was disguising your signs from third base coach. As a third base coach, I thought part of the game was disguising your signs as a pitching coach, relaying to the catcher. So that part I'm not really thrilled about. It's technology. It's today's wave, and that's maybe why I need to get out because I'm old school. But the game's changed so much, Steve, of course, since I played it for sure.
I don't want to harp on this, but I saw the same thing in watching the Women's College World Series, which begins tonight, by the way. There were just pitches that were strikes that umpires were not calling. And I just don't look, do fans like home runs? Remember the Braves, chicks dig the long ball, all that? Yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
But call the strike zone. That what is hard about that? I don't understand that.
Yeah, I've always thought that umpires, if I was coaching up umpires, and again, they're happy probably that I'm leaving. I'm always pretty tough on umpires, but I've always said you should have strike on your lips. It's a strike until it's not. And now that's coming from a pitcher now.
Of course.
It's a strike until it's a strike until it's not a strike. Well, these days it's a ball until it's not until it's a strike. So I think we got to keep the umpires call a few more strikes, and we won't have these 12-11 games every single. They changed the bats years ago, Steve. It was a World Series game, and I think the final was 22-14 or something, or it was something crazy. And then they said, "Oh, we've had enough," and they changed the bats. Maybe we may have to eventually go to something else. If you look at the ERAs around the country, it's incredible. There may be a handful of teams that have an ERA in the 4s. Everybody else is 5, 6, 7s and above. So it's a different game. But man, I have loved my career, loved my experiences, loved Santa Fe. My 20 years at Santa Fe were just tremendous. Jim Keats, the former athletic director, hired me there 20 years ago, and I hope that we've left it better than we found it. Is what we always tell our players to leave the dugout that way after we play the game, and hopefully I've been able to do that with the Santa Fe program. Harry Tholen, my mentor, was a coach for me, and he's so far up Mount Everest I can't touch it, but he established such a great program, and I was able to try to fill in for him, and hopefully we made him proud by continuing to do a good job there.
Well, obviously, congratulations on a great career, Wiggsy, and enjoy retirement. You have earned that. Thank you for all these years coming here and talking with us. Thank you for your friendship. I appreciate you, and safe journey and the rest of the way, and I'm sure we'll cross paths again.
Thank you, Steve. I've always said this, and I'll leave on this one, is that you could easily just be a Gator radio station. And I know that you're the flagship station of the Florida Gators, and that's wonderful, but you've always included the junior college, Santa Fe here in town. You've always been great to all the high schools in town. And so all us little guys always appreciate you, and thanks so much, Steve.
I appreciate you saying that, Wiggsy. Thank you. Appreciate you.
All right, buddy.
All right,
Take care.
thank you. Yep, Johnny Wiggs, great career. You imagine how long he has coached, played the great game of baseball? Wow, that's pretty cool stuff. We'll take a break. We'll come back. We'll open the phone lines again, emails too. You're listening to Sports Scene coming to you live from the Gator Trim Light Studio, fueled by Southeast Car Agency on WRUF.
The John Sumrall era begins this September, right here on WRUF.
Summer is here. This summer, don't let pain or lingering injuries hold you back. Good news. You don't have to deal with long waits or high costs at Titan MRI and Imaging. At Titan MRI and Imaging, you're not just another patient. You're treated with care in a comfortable, personal setting. With 2 locations in Gainesville and 1 in Lake City, being pain-free is a short drive away. And they accept insurance. So don't sit out this summer. Get the scan you need and get back to enjoying it. Visit TitanMRI.com to learn more.
The jewelry store with the most likes, the most positive reviews, the most raving fans is International Diamond Center.
IDC is definitely a place that I will come to as long as I live here. This will be my go-to place always.
Literally the best jewelry store in town. You'll make friends for life coming in here. I felt like family from the beginning. The value was extraordinary.
I've got a beautiful diamond on my finger, and I'm very proud of it.
International Diamond Center.
I'm very happy to show it off.
At Celebration Point and online at shopidc.com.
Every great team is built on a solid game plan, sharp execution, and total trust in the crew beside you. At Quality Plumbing, we bring that same championship mindset to every job we do. For over 40 years, we've been the starting lineup for homes and businesses across North Central Florida, delivering reliable service, expert craftsmanship, and big wins for our customers. Call us today or visit qualityplumbing.com. We're your first string team. License number CFC 043073.
By now, you've heard about the Florida Legends Experience in Gila, featuring Gator Heisman greats Tim Tebow, Danny Werfel, and Steve Spurrier all in one place at Spurrier's Gridiron Grill. Imagine catching a pass or taking a handoff from a Heisman winner, all while supporting Isaiah 117 to help provide safe, loving homes for children in need. Then enjoy an unforgettable evening at the Gala, filled with great food and lasting memories. Don't miss this historic event. Find out how you and your business can get involved at FLLegends.com. That's FLLegends.com.
Thursdays just got a whole lot better. At Spurrier's Gridiron Grill, it's prime rib night, and it's everything you've been craving. We're talking slow-roasted, perfectly seasoned USDA prime rib, carved just the way you like it, served with a jumbo loaded baked potato and all the classic fixins. Simple, legendary, done right. This isn't just dinner, it's a weekly tradition. And hey, you asked, the head ball coach delivered. Join us every Thursday for premium prime rib night at Spurrier's Gridiron Grill. Come hungry, leave legendary.
There are plenty of realtors in town, but few work as hard, respond as quickly, or care as deeply as Doreen Wiebe of Caldwell Banker MM Parish. Community-driven and client-focused, Doreen will work with you to ensure your satisfaction. Whether you're buying or selling, she brings persistence, preparation, and heart to every deal. With Doreen, you're not just another transaction. You're a priority. Call 352-562-1411. That's 352-562-1411.
It's game day. Lights on, fans ready, everything running like it should. Now imagine your home performing at that same level. No flickering lights, no tripping breakers, no last-minute surprises. With B&D Electric, your home's electrical system is always game day ready. From repairs and lighting to panel upgrades and troubleshooting, they deliver reliable service you can count on every time. Don't sit on the sidelines. Schedule your service today at www.bdelectric.com. That's bdelectric.com.
Gainesville's best-kept secret is finally being revealed. Introducing Sensei Asian Bistro. Located in Celebration Point next to Spurrier's Gridiron Grill, Sensei delivers a one-of-a-kind Japanese-French fusion experience that's as refined as it is unforgettable. Indulge in signature dishes like our smoked New York strip, Chilean sea bass, matcha curry, or the crave-worthy Chunggang chili chicken. Pair it all with handcrafted cocktails, fresh crudo oysters, or our premium A5 Wagyu tataki. Sensei Asian Bistro. Make your reservation today.
You're listening to Sports Scene with Steve Russell, right here on WRUF, 98.1 FM, 850 AM, and anywhere in the world on the WRUF mobile app.
I mean, I love the Rolling Stones. I love the Rolling Stones. But you know how old that song is? Old. And I remember it, which means I'm old. But hey, you know, better than the alternative. Welcome back to Sports Scene. Luis producing today. Let's go to our Titan MRI and Imaging phone line. That's D. Hi, D.
Hey, what's up, Steve? Let me get to the NBA before I get to the question you asked.
Sure.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Spurs in 7, man. You know, as much credit as I've given the Knicks, I still can't stand them. But I give them credit.
Why can't you stand them?
Oh, I'm a Celtics fan. You know how that goes.
Oh, that's true. Okay, yeah, you and Winter over there. He's over here pumping his fists and everything. Yeah, okay. I was waiting for that too. Yeah, okay. Go ahead.
Of course, never. But see, one of the things I keep hearing about is, how young the Spurs are. But if you look at that roster, they got, Harrison Barnes won a championship with the Warriors. Luke Kornet just won a championship with the Celtics. 2 years ago, Kelly Olynyk has played in a lot of playoff games. So, I understand the core is young, but he's got some veterans on that bench he can rely upon if need be. So I don't think this whole experience thing that the people keep saying the Knicks have is going to be that big of a deal in this series, because the Spurs have more championship experience than the Knicks.
You want to know something? I never thought that was going to be a factor. Look, you just got through playing the defending champions, did they not?
Right, and Minnesota, who was in the conference championship last year.
So, if you let it get to your head, like, oh my, we're in the finals, it may be, right? But I don't sense that. And one of the reasons they are successful is because they do have that nice blend. So I don't think the finals are going to intimidate them at all. I'm with you.
Right. Now, I do think the Knicks, the coaching is definitely an advantage for the Knicks, because Mike Brown's been there and this coach hasn't. So if it's one advantage I would give the Knicks, it's in the coaching. So we'll see how that plays out. But it should be a hell of a series, man. I'm looking forward to it. But to your question, Steve, about the coaching,
yeah.
Steve, I look at it as, as long as the program is not in like a steady downfall decline. I hate to bring him up, but, Mike White, his last 3 years, the program was in decline. And like it or not, Billy Donovan set a standard here, and no one was expecting the dude to win back-to-back championships. But, you cannot be not making the tournament, going to NITs. That's just unacceptable. But I guess with the baseball, Steve, it was disappointing, and it was almost embarrassing, Steve. I mean, Troy was just hitting everything, to their credit. You got to give them credit.
Yep.
But when McDonald got pulled, man, it's like that. And the other pitcher came in. He could, from the first batter, Steve. I said, this guy's lost. He's got no location. Then you put the bases loaded. Then 44 comes in. He's giving up hits. So, and then you got this thing with Sully now. They're saying, well, people love to go to Florida because he protects the pitchers. Now, I saw 2 years ago, Steve, LSU with Skeens, who was clearly the number one pick. He threw 123 pitches in the first game against Tennessee. And then they said in the third game, if he had to come in and pitch against Florida, he would have. So, are we saving arms just for the heck of it, or what are we saving arms for in a win-or-go-home scenario? That was the only thing that kind of, threw me off.
Well, I can tell you this from being around the program for a long time. Sully's always done that. And I think what he tries to do is, there's a balance to it. But and remember, what people do not understand, he deals with parents. He deals with agents. He deals with a lot of things. All coaches do, not just him, right? This is not a Sully thing. An agent saying, don't pitch him. Don't pitch him. Don't pitch him more than 50 pitches. The parent saying, I don't want him pitching back-to-back. I'm telling you, that happens. I promise you that happens. So there's a balancing act there, but I do think scouts appreciate the fact that he does protect arms, and that's one of the reasons why, he's had so many people drafted, because he has, for the most part, done that, and I think that's appreciated. But, look, Aiden King volunteered to pitch. I really believe this. Had Florida been competitive in that game, you would have seen Aiden King.
Yeah, well, unfortunately, we're not.
Well, but it wasn't competitive, so we're not. But
right.
I'm just telling you, that was part of the conversation.
Yep.
All right,
hopefully
D.
we can get it right. Be good, Steve.
Appreciate you. Thank you. I got this yesterday in an email, International Diamond Center email from Bob. It's long because a fan observed that the Gator teams this year may have choked. Doesn't mean they don't cheer for the Gators. I never said that. Gymnastics team won the SEC, but came in last in the finals due to Beam Falls choke. See, right there I disagree. I disagree. If you fail, do you choke? If I fail an exam, do I choke? If I fail to win a race, do I choke? No. Maybe, Bob, somebody on that day was better. There's no credit given to other people, and that's wrong. If you want to tell me in this regional that Florida didn't play up to its expectation, I get it. But how about giving Troy some credit? They ran into a hot team, period. But I'll continue with this. The basketball team was tied to the last few seconds when we tried to full court press, had to trail the shooter who made the clinching shot, choke in decision to press. Again, the definition of choke, Bob, it's wrong. It's wrong. Softball team had tied the first game against Texas Tech after being behind. In the sixth inning with Williams at bat, Oxley in the circle, Rothrock warming up. Coach decided to keep her warming up, and Oxley gave Williams the home run pitch that cost the Gators the first game. The game the Gators had to have any chance to win the regional due to a lack of pitching. Coach decision, choked. Baseball, O'Sullivan, by the way, not Sullivan, took out McDonald with 1 out and no runs and only 48 pitches. Well, again, Bob, with all due respect to you, you have no clue when it comes to how many pitches a guy can pitch, because that's normally where he breaks down. If you followed Gator baseball at all this year, and obviously you didn't by what you're telling me here, that was about his limit where he started to go south. And so he said that's a coach decision, choke. But with the Gators hitting slump, it really didn't matter. Choked. Again, I'm glad you're not a fan of my team, Bob. I really am. I wouldn't want you to be a fan of my team at all. Because what you're basically saying is if you don't win, you choke. And for every time something doesn't go right, I promise you it's not a choke job. But, I read your email, and I have no problem doing that. But in my humble opinion, that's like in outer space, way off. And I hope if other people feel like that, please call me and tell me. Other people feel the way he does, email me and tell me that. Art, my expectation is to pound people and get ready for a super regional. Does LSU lose to random no-name schools all the time? No, they didn't even make the tournament. Where was LSU, Art? Did I see LSU in a regional? No, I didn't. So I wonder if their fans are going to fire their coach. They won the national championship last year, but they didn't lose to random. They lost to a lot of people, and they weren't in the tournament, period. Losing that Southern Miss Regional, I won't forget that. Yeah, you will. If Florida goes to Omaha next year and wins a championship, nobody will give a damn about this regional. I'm just telling you. Dustin, Rams got a big time, got Myles Garrett for Jared Verse and draft picks. What do you think of the trade? I was stunned. I mean, look, if you're the Rams, give them this, they're all in. If they're playing poker, chips in. We're in. And now Donald may come out of retirement? Did you see that? Now, how good a player is he going to be? I don't know after sitting out. But if he comes out of retirement and he is, close to the player he was, wow. Crazy. We'll take a break, come back. I'm waiting on you. I'm here. Let's talk sports. You're listening to Sports Scene on WRUF.
WRUF Sports Center.
I'm Jacob Whitman. Gators senior Matthew Kress played his final round of Gators Golf Tuesday. Kress has been a standout for Florida in all 5 years with the program. Associate head coach Dudley Hart told the Golf Channel Kress is just different.
The kid's one of the most impressive kids I've ever met. And no matter what he does in life, golf or anything else, he's going to be successful. And I've never met many people in my whole life, let alone a kid that's in his 20s, that's wired like that kid.
Kress and the Gators dropped their national championship quarterfinal match to Oklahoma State 3-2. Continuing down the fairway, 3 Gators women's golf athletes secured All-American honors. Junior Paulo Francisco acquired second team, with graduate and sophomore Megan Propek and Sulu Wu earning honorable mentions. In other news, Santa Fe College head baseball coach Johnny Wiggs is retiring after 20 years with the Saints. Wiggs was a part of Florida baseball's first College World Series appearance and would lead the Saints to 626 wins.
When the late, great Charlie Daniels would need a place for jewelry he could trust, he turned to International Gold, Diamond, and Watch Exchange.
Hi, I'm Charlie Daniels, and I live in Tennessee, but when I get ready to do something serious about jewelry or a gift for my wife or somebody, I always get in touch with the folks at International Gold and Diamond Exchange here in Gainesville. There's a lot of reasons for that. One reason is they sell nothing but the best.
Find out what Charlie was talking about for yourself at International Gold, Diamond, and Watch Exchange at 3440 West University Avenue and online at igdwex.com.
Gator Nation, did you know the UF bookstore, located right inside the University of Florida's Rights Union, is more than just textbooks? That's right. Gear up with officially licensed Gator merchandise from top brands like Nike, Peter Lamar, Lululemon, Columbia, Tommy Bahama, Apple, and more. From game day to every day, we've got the styles Gators love. Stop by the Florida bookstore at Rights Union. The Florida bookstore, where Gators shop.
Go Gators!
After you work out, you can feel worn out. Reach for Core Power and rise to a whole new level of recovery. Protein to build muscle. Electrolytes to help hydrate. The nutrition you need to power on. Champion your recovery with Core Power.
It's the grand opening of the all-new Davis Gainesville Chevrolet GMC. We've just received a special factory allocation of GMC trucks and SUVs. New GMC Sierra, $329 per month. New GMC Canyon, $299 per month. We sell more, so you save more. At Davis Gainesville Chevrolet of the all-new Davis Gainesville GMC on North Main Street in the heart of Gator Country and at GainesvilleChevyGMC.com.
36-month leases, $84.99 due at signing plus tax, title, and doc. All rebates and incentives to dealer may include loyalty. Subject to lender approval. Expires month end. Together, let's drive.
Are you ready to raise your game when it comes to your Gators gear? Head over to Alma Mater in Gainesville. You'll find just what you need to rep your team in style. From one-of-a-kind Gator tees and hats to NIL gear, they've got the perfect Gator swag for every fan in all kinds of weather. Whether it's game day or any day, you'll be winning with officially licensed apparel found nowhere else. Locally owned, locally produced. Alma Mater, in-store at the corner of 34th and University or online at almamaterdesign.com.
Concrete is tough, long-lasting, durable, and when it's done right, it's the foundation of everything that stands strong. At Silverback Concrete, we don't just pour concrete, we build trust one slab at a time. We're a family-led team of heavy concrete specialists who sweat every detail, from footers to elevated decks. We respect your budget, we build to last, and we care about the people on the job today and those who will walk these floors tomorrow. You stand on it, we stand by it. Silverback Concrete, we've got your back. Visit silverbackconcrete.co to get started.
For more than 50 years of quality service, Archer Electric Service Company has been Gainesville's choice for residential and commercial electrical work. Whether you need wiring, repairs, or backup generator installation, we treat every client like family with professional, clean, dependable service. Don't wait for the storm or the flicker to remind you. Visit ArcherElectricService.com today for a free consultation and see why we've been Gainesville and the surrounding area's most trusted electricians for decades.
Sometimes it can be hard to tell the difference between a minor sprain and a significant issue. The team at UF Health Orthopedics and Sports Medicine provide expert orthopedic care with locations in Gainesville and Ocala for everything from walk-in treatments to specialized surgeries and complex cases. Choose the providers who care for Team USA. Visit ufhealth.org/orthoexperts to learn more. Proud provider for the U.S. Olympic and Paralympic Medical Network.
From the UF Weather Center, here is your WRUF weather update.
Mostly sunny and comfortable this afternoon as humidity continues to drop. High temperatures in the lower 80s and a breeze gusting to about 25 miles an hour. Partly clouded, mostly clear skies for us into the overnight. Low temperatures cooling to the lower to mid 60s. Thursday's looking good as well. High temperatures in the mid 80s, mostly sunny skies and still breezy. From the WUFT Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Megan Borowski.
WRUF, where Gator Nation comes alive. 98.1 FM, 850 AM, and 103.7 HD2.
Looking for a great bank to do your business with? Try Gala Bank, where they know your name and they know you. Gainesville's local bank. Over 350 years of combined experience, here to help neighbors, not just customers. You don't have to make an appointment. You don't have to have a sign-in sheet. In fact, anybody can walk in the bank and sign and cash a check. Just that simple. Gala Bank, 7515 West University Avenue off of Tower Road, member FDIC. Got a lot of people on the phone. That's good. Our Titan MRI Imaging phone line. David is first. David, hi.
Good afternoon, Steve. First, let me say go Knicks. I don't really care one way or the other, but they're your team. And I remember when Willis Reed led them to a championship on one leg. So let's go with the Knicks, Steve.
All right.
Your interview with Coach Wiggs, excellent interview as always. You always do a great job with those. But he brought up a couple of points, which leads me into my coach's expectations.
Okay.
The expectations of coaches has changed dramatically. When, as he mentioned, he had such an impact on young men, and, you know, that was part of his job. And I think I grew up in an era where coaches had such an impact on you long after you left the game. And they did not only try to develop you as a player, they tried to develop you as a person. They tried to help you, you know, graduate, all of these type things. And now, like even Saban mentioned it when he retired, they don't keep the players. The players come there for the money. Now, I know it's different with different programs, but we're talking Gator sports. They come there for the money, or if they don't get to play, then they leave. They don't want to stick around. They don't sacrifice like they used to. And I know I sound like a get-off-the-lawn kind of guy, but that's what I see a change in the expectations. Now, these coaches today, I'll say this as well, they make a lot of money, a lot more money than, you know, coaches in the past made. And these players are making a lot of money. So I think that changes their attitudes as well. But bottom line, in today's coaching, I think if a coach has your team competitive every year, and there's going to be some down years. There's going to be some down years for every team. But I think if they're competitive every year, Steve, they've done their job.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. Thank you, David. Appreciate the call. Al, welcome to Sports Scene.
Yeah, how you doing?
Good, Al.
Steve, I'm probably not going to be popular here. I'm sure I'm not, because I'm a Georgia fan. I graduated from there in '68.
Okay.
But, you know, I had a neighbor in Georgia that graduated from Florida, and he was a Florida fan, so that's the way it goes.
Okay.
But anyway, watching the regionals over the weekend and the upsets, I mean, look at them. Major upsets. UCLA had been an example of that.
Mm-hmm.
It didn't surprise me. I'm serious about this. It didn't surprise me that Troy won that game. Now, I will say this. I expected Florida to win, but Troy is not a bad team by any stretch of the imagination. And Liberty gave Georgia all they could handle. Now, they didn't score a lot of runs. I think Georgia gave up 5 runs in 3 games. But it was a very competitive game because it was a 6-1 game. And anything can happen in a 6-1 game. So it didn't surprise me at all the way this thing's folded out. It's not like football. You know, we look at the big schools like Florida, Georgia, Alabama, LSU, football. And those are it's a totally different animal is baseball. These no-name teams, these little small teams, can give you fits in baseball, even beat you.
Mm-hmm.
So I said to my wife, and she said to me the same thing, when we were looking for a baseball coach a few years ago, some of the fans here got all upset on Sully, and I heard the same people that you hear now, let's get rid of the coach. And I said, come on, Georgia, hire him. Because to me, he's one of the best baseball coaches around. I love him. I think he's a great coach. And you've coached. You have to make a decision. And he's not going to make a decision that he doesn't think is right. And I don't second guess what he did. It didn't turn out right, but he's a coach and a dang good coach,
All right.
And so that's the way I looked at it.
Okay. I appreciate it, Al. Thank you. I'm going to get to Woody's call real quick for the top of the hour. Woody, hello.
Yeah, hey, Steve. Along the lines of the expectations, when I'm thinking about any of my teams, whether it's the Red Sox or Gators teams or whatever, my expectation is that they're competing for championships or progressing in that direction or doing something about it, either adding players or changing coaches. And I think there's so many teams on the UF campus that are doing that, despite some very disappointing endings. So specifically about the baseball team, there's no way I would say it's time to change coaches. You win a lot of games, and at number 8 national seed didn't end how you wanted. But this guy is a Hall of Fame coach, and I want him to stay as long as he can stay. And I think he recognizes that NIL and portal maybe needs to improve, and some of that's funding and some of that's his approach. And I think he's changing. I think he was doing it a little old school a couple years ago and taking a little longer to catch up. But as long as he makes that transition and doesn't get stuck or doesn't decide to hang it up like Saban, I think he's going to continue to be great, and we're going to continue to compete for Omaha year after year. And just because you had a disappointing ending doesn't mean you get rid of a coach. Same number of championships as Todd Golden. Are we going to talk about firing Todd Golden because they lost to Iowa? Same kind of disappointment. So my answer is no.
All right.
Kevin O'Sullivan is the right guy for years into the future.
Okay. Thank you, Woody. Sneak Greg in before the top of the hour. Hi, Greg.
Hey, Steve. I didn't realize the question, so I say, yeah, keep in Sully. The guy's got more wins than disappointments. And, Steve, I was going to do a way too early question for you with your world-famous crystal ball, Mr. Russell. If you had to say right now, with what we know, I guess Florida opens with Miami and basketball down in Tampa, just in your opinion, who do you think has a better season? The first-year coach Summerall's Gators or Todd Golden in the men's basketball team? Who has the better season as it stands now in that famous crystal ball?
Hold on. You mean like the current year? Oh, he left. I mean, basketball is going to have a better year. That's a no-brainer, unless they get hurt or something. I mean, they're the number one team preseason in a lot of polls. So if that's what you're asking, Greg, I mean, I think basketball will have a better season. Dick Jerardi is going to join me top of the hour to talk about the Preakness, and after that, we'll take more of your questions, calls, and comments. This hour of Sports Scene brought to you by Quality Plumbing. You're listening to Sports Scene coming to you live from the Gator Trim Light Studio and fueled by Southeast Car Agency on WRUF.
The Tampa Bay Rays play here all summer long. WRUF.
Want to get your brand noticed? At Radware, we help you stand out with custom corporate apparel, branded uniforms, and promotional swag that gets attention. From trade shows to team uniforms, we've got you covered. Radware even works with major names like the University of Florida. Boost your brand visibility today. Visit radware.com. That's radware.com and let your brand shine.
If there's anybody that knows what teamwork and great leadership is all about, it's the head ball coach himself, Steve Spurrier.
Sure, it applies to football and the team at Campus USA Credit Union.
Yeah, I think we got excellent leadership with Jerry Benton and his staff there, and certainly I'm proud to team up with those guys as we go from year to year.
Campus USA Credit Union can help with all your financial decisions. Join the team. Learn more at campuscu.com. Member NCUA.
Summer in Gainesville means sunshine, barbecues, and storm season right around the corner. Don't wait until disaster strikes to think about your roof. Whether it's your home or your business, Atlantic Roofing has you covered. From inspections to full replacements, their expert team handles both residential and commercial roofing, built to stand up to Florida's toughest weather. Get ahead of the storm. Protect what matters most. Visit AtlanticRoofingFL.com today for your free estimate. Atlantic Roofing. Roofing you can trust, rain or shine.
Domino's carryout deal means you can carry out one-topping pizzas for $7.99 each when you order online or by phone. Just in case there's any confusion, we've even set up a helpful website to confirm if today is a day you can carry out one-topping pizzas for $7.99 each. Just go to howaboutoday.com to find out if Domino's carryout deal is valid today. Spoiler alert, it is. Carryout only. Ask for this offer. Availability and charges may vary. Size availability varies by crust type. Excludes XL and specialty. Your local store may charge extra for some toppings and sauces.
Hi, I'm Kerry Meldon. At Meldon Law, we prepare every case as if it's going to trial. And part of that preparation involves real people from our community giving honest feedback. Join one of our jury research focus groups. You'll review real case scenarios, share your perspective, and enjoy dinner and dessert on us. We'll thank you and provide you $125 for your time. It's engaging, meaningful, and your voice truly matters. Visit meldonlaw.com to sign up today.
Gator fans, this one's for you. Introducing Castaway Sauce Company, the hot sauce made by Gators for Gators. Their signature ball kicker hot sauce is inspired by Steve Spurrier's famous kick that beat Auburn in '66. If you love hot sauce with real flavor, not just heat and vinegar, Castaway delivers. Available at select public supermarkets, Castaway Sauce Company is founded by a lifelong Gator and proud UF alum. From mild to wild, they've got a flavor for every Gator tailgate. Grab your Castaway hot sauce today and taste the tradition. Learn more at CastawaySauceCompany.com.
This summer, bring every game home. Baseball, soccer, golf, like never before. With a stunning new home theater system from Electronics World. Gainesville's preferred choice for home theater, surveillance, and smart home solutions. Delivering the best products, the best service, and the best price. Don't just watch the game, live it. At Electronics World. Gainesville's preferred choice for home theater, home surveillance, and smart home installation and service. Visit electronicsworldfl.com for more. That's electronicsworldfl.com.
Overheard at the Hard Rock Bet Party.
Wait, is that Ronaldinho? Ronaldinho, you think Brazil will win it all this summer?
Claro que sí.
Can I just say, you're my favorite player ever.
Soccer's biggest tournament and biggest stars are coming to Florida this summer. And the place to bet it all is on Hard Rock Bet. Download the Hard Rock Bet app and back your country. Roll with us. Offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida to wager. Terms and conditions apply. Concerned about your gambling? Call or text 1-833-PLAY-WISE.
From the Spurrier's Gridiron Grill Studio, WRUF Gainesville, W251CG Gainesville, WRUF FM HD2, and on the WRUF radio app. This program is paid for by Weeby Marketing. The godfather of Gator Sports Talk Radio has returned.
I'm going to make him an offer he can't refuse.
It's Sports Scene with Steve Russell. Time to eat some lunch and talk some Gator sports.
Sports Scene with Steve Russell is fueled by Southeast Car Agency and brought to you in part by Gator Trim Life, Campus USA Credit Union, Doreen Weeby Realtor, Fairlife Milk, Domino's Pizza, International Diamond Center, Meldon Law, Miapa Latin Cafe, Spurrier's Gridiron Grill, Quality Plumbing, Sensei Asian Bistro, Ruse Ogra State Farm, Titan MRI and Imaging, the UF Bookstore, Gala Bank, B&D Electric, and the Head Beer Coach 1966 Lager.
Now, here's Steve Russell, right here on WRUF.
Welcome into Hour 2 of Sports Scene for this Wednesday. Coming to you live from the Gator Trim Light Studio. Remember, if you're looking to really make your landscaping, your pool area, your deck look really, really good, these are the people to call. And they can have it where you can just program it right from your phone. And if you're a Gator fan, you want your home all lit up orange and blue, they can make that happen too. Visit GatorTrimLight.com and find out exactly what they can do for you. And, of course, we are fueled by Southeast Car Agency in Gainesville, 310 Northeast 39th Avenue. The best in late model, low mileage vehicles. Go see them today. You'll see the selection, the variety, and the quality I've been talking about for years. Many thanks to Quality Plumbing for sponsoring the first hour of the show. Hour 2 brought to you in part by Domino's Pizza. And remember, Gator Domino's does great delivery, and nobody delivers like Domino's. Fast, easy, just a click away, GatorDomino's.com. Well, third leg of horse racing's Triple Crown coming up, and here to talk about it is longtime friend of our show, Dick Jerardi. You can check out Bet Online for the most up-to-date odds and props on the 158th running of the Belmont Stakes as he comes to us courtesy of betonline.ag. Dick, always pleasure to have you. I guess the first thing for people who don't know, this is not going to be run at Belmont because they're renovating the place. So tell us where it's going to be run and the track.
That's correct. It'll be at Saratoga on Saturday, and it'll go 1.25 miles, Steve, instead of the typical 1.5 miles. Belmont Park, as you know, is undergoing renovations. They closed a couple of years ago, so this will be the third and last year that they'll run it at Saratoga. The new Belmont Park opens on September 18th, and the Belmont Stakes will be there next year.
So this is Kentucky Derby distance, so Golden Tempo?
Yeah, I mean, it's cool because it is the Derby distance. And not only that, as you said, we have the Derby winner, Golden Tempo, Renegade, who just missed winning the Derby in second. Then we have the fourth horse, Chief Wallaby, Commandment, who was seventh, who won the Florida Derby. And we also have Emerging Market, who was 10th in the Derby. They all set out the Preakness. So, yeah, in many ways, the race to watch to get ready for this one. You go back 5 weeks and look at the Derby and get a sense of what happened, why it happened, and then try to make some sense of it.
And again, the Preakness winner, Napoleon Solo, the man from Uncle, will not be running in the Belmont. Is this because of what we talked about, the short time between races?
That's part of it. And the owner, Al Gold, is from the North Jersey shore, right where Monmouth Park is. And their big race is the Haskell. And for Al Gold, the owner, he actually sold the horse, but I think he might still own a piece of him since the Preakness. But that's like as big a race as there is for him. So, yeah, his next race, it looks like, will be the Haskell at Monmouth Park in July.
Who's favored in the race?
Renegade. He's the morning line favorite. He's also 2-1 at Bet Online. And if you think about it, Golden Tempo was 23-1 when he won the Derby. And people want to see, like, hey, was that a one-off? Can that happen again? Whereas Renegade came into the Derby off the Arkansas Derby win. He was the second choice in the Derby. He was actually, I believe he was the morning line favorite. But the bettors, he ended up as the second choice. So, yeah, he's going to be favored Saturday off the consistency, how well he ran in the Derby. And his trainer, Todd Pletcher, he owns this race. He's won it 4 times, Steve, and he's been second 9 times.
Wow.
Belmont Park is his home track, but Saratoga is his home away from home. So that's one of many reasons Renegade will be favored. And he's very logical. I mean, he ran a phenomenal race in Kentucky. And if you remember, he had the one post and kind of got really crowded at the beginning of the race, just enough. When you end up losing by as short a margin as he lost by, maybe that was the difference in winning and losing.
So let me get your horse racing instinct here because you've covered the sport for a long time. I get the fact that Golden Temple won't be 23-1, like he was in the Derby, but is this a one-off horse, or do you think this horse has a chance to win this?
Yeah, I think he definitely has a chance. He wouldn't be my first choice. But, look, things went right in the Derby. Like, remember how far last he was?
Yes.
You couldn't even see him. He was so far last. But what happened was the pace fell apart. All the horses up near the pace just collapsed, with the exception, unfortunately, of the non-Bourbon, the Japanese horse. He still ran, but it turned out he had a fractured ankle. That's what happened to him. That's why he ended up finishing 5th. It looked like he was going to win easy in the stretch. But, yeah, all the other horses up near the pace just ran way back. So it was kind of setting up for horses with the style of Golden Tempo, where this race is exactly the opposite. There's very little early speed, it looks to me, I mean, if you're trying to find any kind of speed, it's the other Pletcher horse, Powers Court. I think he's got a chance to be loose on the lead, and I think he's dangerous for that reason. But, yeah, very different scenario, Power Shift, very different scenario in this race than in Kentucky.
Now, are there other races going on besides this one?
Oh, yeah. This is like the best card of the year, with the exception of maybe Breeders' Cup Saturday. I mean, we're talking, we have Ben Tornado, who won the Breeders' Cup Sprint last year, is running against Bookham Dana, who was the Breeders' Cup, or was the Eclipse Award Sprint champion. That's race 8. Race 10 has the Woody Stevens, which might have the fastest 3-year-old in the country in crude velocity for Baffert. And race 11 has Nisos, who won the Breeders' Cup Dirt Mile, and Journalism, who you remember from last year, was second in the Derby, won the Preakness, second in the Belmont. So, yeah, it's a star-studded Saturday card at Saratoga. I mean, it's on Fox all day long, and they should get some great ratings, and there'll be a lot of gambling being done on this card.
If I said to you, Dick, you have to do this, give me a long shot you might like here, who would it be?
Yeah, in the Belmont, it's Power Shift, the 2, and strictly for style of how he runs, because, again, in horse racing, it's a lot about, can you find horses with similar styles? Is there a whole bunch of horses with similar styles and then one with a different style? Well, the answer is yes. Power Shift is the only one in this race that looks like he's going to be out in front. And in horse racing, controlling speed is the biggest advantage in the sport, because there's no trouble out there and there's no kickback. And a lot of times the horse will feel like it's in a workout, right? When they often perform to their best, it's a lot harder. My analogy is always, let's say you're on I-95 and there's all kinds of traffic, versus being on a country road near Gainesville. Well, you're going to be a little more comfortable on the country road than you're on 95 with traffic all around.
Sure.
Horses are very similar to us drivers in that way. So I'm not quite sure if Power Shift is good enough, but he does have the right style for this race.
Dick, I got an email from Jim, and it's for you, and he said, he said, if he hasn't talked about this, could you ask Mr. Jerardi about the horses? I guess he's asking what changes will be made so that the Derby winner can then run in the second leg of the Triple Crown.
Right. So that's going to be a big discussion coming up this summer and fall. So Pimlico, you remember the Preakness was run at Laurel Park this year. It wasn't run at Pimlico. They're reconstructing that similar to what they're doing at Belmont Park. The hope is it'll be back in Baltimore next year. The TV contract is up with NBC for the Preakness, and I know NBC and Fox, which is also bidding on it, would like the Preakness under any circumstance. If they would like it a lot more if it was 4 weeks out, where you'd be more likely to get the Derby winner. So I think we're going to have some change there. It's just a question, Steve, of what it's going to be. So, yeah, I would look out for that over the next few months. We should get some kind of an announcement, because the TV partner, whoever it is with the Preakness, is certainly going to want to have a better chance of having the Derby winner.
I mean, doesn't that make too much sense? I mean,
yeah, of course.
Isn't it like a no-brainer to do? Should there be any discussion of this?
There really shouldn't be. You and I have been talking about this for years.
Yeah.
The whole sport has changed. Horses don't run in 2 weeks, except they're in the Triple Crown, which just happens to be the marquee series. One of my other analogies is like we talk about the Derby every year with 20 horses. They do that just because they can, but it'd be like playing the Super Bowl with 13 on a side. It's stupid. It's the biggest event you have in your sport, and the Triple Crown's the same way. The sport has changed, so let's just change with the sport, right? You want the Derby winner, and you want a chance for a Triple Crown, so it doesn't help the Preakness or the Belmont Stakes, right? Because if you don't have a Derby winner that go to the Preakness, we got no shot at Triple Crown.
Right. All right. Always a pleasure to have Dick Jerardi here, coming to us courtesy of betonline.ag. You can check out BetOnline for the most up-to-date odds and props on the Belmont Stakes coming up. Always appreciate you, my friend. Thanks for the time.
You got it. Thank you, Steve.
You got it, Dick. He knows his stuff. Dick Jerardi. International Diamond Center email from BB talking. If you're just tuning in, by the way, hello. Welcome to Sports Scene. Part of what I've asked about today is what is your expectation for a coach, right? BB, I played a sport to some degree, also a longtime Saints fan. So I learned to go with the ups and downs. I know are always lurking. What I expect from our players and coaches is only this: play their hearts out, work their butts off to get better. The vile fans. Concerning some fans in social media, enabling them to be extremely vile and hide. You could also try, well, I won't say that, but anyway, he said on the Knicks, I'll be pulling for your Knicks because they are your Knicks, but also because somehow, some way, growing up in the Mid-South, when there were only 3 main channels and no cable TV, we got the Knicks on TV. I was a little kid, loved watching players such as Frazier, Reed, Bradley, Earl the Pearl, DeBusschere, and Phil Jackson. Good memories. You know what I wish, though? Don't get me wrong. It's going to be fun tonight. We're going to have Game 1 of the NBA Finals here tonight. Coverage begins at 7:30, and going to love that. But the old school in me wishes that Marv Albert was going to do these games. Because Marv, in my day, was the Knicks. He announced, and people forget this, he also broadcast Rangers games in hockey. But, Marv doing Knicks games was awesome. And as he was our local guy then. When you turned on, television or turned on the radio, and it was Marv doing the Knicks games. And that was when it was Frazier and Monroe and Reed and Barnett and Bradley and Phil Jackson and all those guys. And, to hear him say, here's Willis at the shot, it's good. It just, awesome to hear that. We'll take a break. We'll come back. Let's hear from you. The rest of the day is yours. You're listening to Sports Scene on WRUF.
WRUF Sports Center.
I'm Jacob Whitman. Florida men's golf saw their season end in disappointment Tuesday in California. The Gators dropped their national quarterfinal match 3-2 to Oklahoma State. Associate head coach Dudley Hart told the Golf Channel Florida gave it all they had.
I don't think most people understand the work that goes into this, how much buy-in these guys have. That it's not all sunshine and rainbows all the time, and our guys just grind all year. That's all you can ask for as a coach.
Despite the loss, Florida finishes as back-to-back regional champions for the first time in program history. Stepping on to another green, 3 Florida women's golf athletes earn All-American honors. Junior Paula Francisco captured second team with Megan Propek and Sui Wu securing honorable mention. In other news, Santa Fe College head baseball coach Johnny Wiggs is retiring after 20 years with the Saints. The former Gator led the Saints to 2 state titles and 2 trips to the Junior College World Series.
Hey, it's Steve Russell for Southeast Car Agency in Gainesville, 310 Northeast 39th Avenue. Friends, they've been in business for 45-plus years, and the Cousins family has done just one thing, but man, they've done it right. They give you the best alternative you have to purchasing a new vehicle, the best in late model, low mileage vehicles. I'm driving one right now, have been for a very long time. They've treated me right. They'll do the same thing for you. Go see them today, Southeast Car Agency in Gainesville.
Everyone knows Gator Trim Light is the go-to for patented permanent holiday lighting. But did you know they do so much more? From pool enclosures and businesses to decks and landscape lighting, they've got you covered. Full color systems, fully programmable, right from your smartphone. Invisible by day, stunning by night. Show off your orange and blue home or landscape with GatorTrimLight.com. That's GatorTrimLight.com. GatorTrimLight.com.
Hi, I'm Kerry Meldon. At Meldon Law, we prepare every case as if it's going to trial. And part of that preparation involves real people from our community giving honest feedback. Join one of our jury research focus groups. You'll review real case scenarios, share your perspective, and enjoy dinner and dessert on us. We'll thank you and provide you $125 for your time. It's engaging, meaningful, and your voice truly matters. Visit meldonlaw.com to sign up today.
After you work out, you can feel worn out. Reach for Core Power and rise to a whole new level of recovery. Protein to build muscle. Electrolytes to help hydrate. The nutrition you need to power on. Champion your recovery with Core Power.
If there's anybody that knows what teamwork and great leadership is all about, it's the head ball coach himself, Steve Spurrier. Sure, it applies to football and the team at Campus USA Credit Union.
Yeah, I think we got excellent leadership with Jerry Benton and his staff there, and certainly I'm proud to team up with those guys as we go from year to year.
Campus USA Credit Union can help with all your financial decisions. Join the team. Learn more at campuscu.com. Member NCUA.
When the late, great Charlie Daniels would need a place for jewelry he could trust, he turned to International Gold, Diamond, and Watch Exchange.
Hi, I'm Charlie Daniels, and I live in Tennessee, but when I get ready to do something serious about jewelry or a gift for my wife or somebody, I always get in touch with the folks at International Gold and Diamond Exchange here in Gainesville. There's a lot of reasons for that. One reason is they sell nothing but the best.
Find out what Charlie was talking about for yourself at International Gold, Diamond, and Watch Exchange at 3440 West University Avenue and online at igdwex.com.
Connecting with WRUF at Sports Scene just got easier. Call, email, watch on YouTube or Facebook Live. And now text us on the B&D Electric text line at 352-325-3777. That's 352-325-3777. Gator baseball fans, don't miss On Deck with Steve Russell and Jeff Cardoso live every Monday at 1 on WRUF. Get baseball and softball breakdowns, player analysis, and SEC previews. Listen live or anytime on the WRUF app, YouTube, or Facebook. On Deck, it's a hit.
The John Sumrall era begins this September. Catch every game right here on WRUF 98.1 FM, 850 AM. We are your home for Gator sports.
I've been telling you for a while now about Sensei Asian Bistro, Gainesville's best-kept secret, finally revealed. The premier date night destination for food lovers located right next to Spurrier's in Celebration Point. Sensei Asian Bistro, where elevated dining meets unforgettable nights. Make sure to make your reservations today. Let's go to our Titan MRI Imaging phone line. Porter, hello.
Hey, Steve. I think you said like a week or so back, as the New York fan, the Mets had won exactly 2 titles, I think, in your period as a fan, and the Jets had 1, and the Knicks had 1. Is that correct?
Knicks had 2.
The Knicks had 2. Okay. I was thinking that's got to be bad. But then what about this team or this city? Football has a 0, baseball has a 1, and basketball has 0.
Cleveland.
That might be 2. Atlanta.
Okay. All right. I mean, I'm not sure. Cleveland won a bunch of titles, I think, with the Browns way back, now that I think about it.
Yeah, it's just I with the Braves getting there so often but only winning 1, I hadn't really thought about the snake bit of the city, and of course the Falcons with that ridiculous comeback with the Patriots, and they've got to be bad. As a New York fan, with the Yankees and Giants on the other side, does that make it worse or does that make it better? Because then you've at least got an interest, or does that just make it worse being a Jets, Mets, and Knicks fan?
You mean if they win?
No, yeah, the success of the Giants and the Yankees.
Yeah, I mean, I don't. Maybe I'm different. I've never disliked the other New York teams. If the Giants win, great. If the Yankees win, great. If the Islanders win, great. Except at the expense of my teams. Then I don't like it. But, great for them if they do. And I've never. There's a lot of my friends growing up that you were either a Giants or a Jets. You were either, a Mets or a Yankees. There was no middle ground. I think that's changed a little bit.
Okay, fair enough. Probably with coverage, it's a little easier to have, fans just in general. But, back in the day, you didn't have a choice. You had to watch one team, so you better like it or lump it. But, one more question for you. With the Belmont, I'm kind of curious the impact of the big bonus that used to be the Bank of America or the Visa, $50 million or whatever it was for a Triple Crown winner. That used to be something you just couldn't. You had to go such a big financial windfall. And now I don't know if it is or not. How much does that play into it? The next time you have your guest on, well, it might be next year. I'd just be kind of curious if that he thinks plays into it.
I don't think it does. I mean, just because of what we're seeing, Porter, that they're not running. Period.
Well, that's what I mean. But before the money.
You mean because of the money thing?
Yeah.
Here's what I think. If let's say the money thing is there, okay,
They still have it, but I don't think the amount of the impact of it compared to what it used to be.
And then what happens to your horse if it gets hurt? That's big time money lost there too.
I just remember I seen that. I mean, back in the day, the Bank of America Triple Crown Challenge. All right, go Gators.
All right, thank you, Porter. International Diamond Center emailed Jim. I think what Sully is currently doing is exactly where the program needs to be. Always relevant, always in the hunt, more for the brand than most fans can comprehend. I'm no different than any other fan. I want every Gator program to go undefeated and win a championship every year. He's got your Knicks in 6, and the hockey game was great last night. It's scaring me that people are picking the Knicks. Maybe just being nice. Brian, my expectations would place in the top 5 of the SEC each year. From that, be able to host a regional more often than not. Anybody who thinks Sully needs to be relieved has not been watching Gator baseball for the last 20 years. Sully, along with Coach Walton, have made both baseball and softball a threat in each sport to reach the World Series each year. Please look back to 2001 when a former Gator coaching legend said his way out the door, I guess 10-2 just isn't good enough anymore. And he says, lastly, give me the Knicks in 7. I just think it's their time. All right. Some Facebook Live and YouTube questions. Facebook Live questions, courtesy of Ruzoker State Farm. Mike, which storyline is bigger? New York ending its championship drought or the beginning of the Wemby era? Oh, I think the Knicks ending their championship drought. Because the Wemby era can be ongoing. But the drought, if it ends, in 73? That's bigger. Did you see where Chris Harry won some awards because of his Gator basketball coverage? I didn't. It doesn't surprise me, though, for my friend, because he's a heck of a writer. It has been for a long time. YouTube questions brought to you by Campus USA Credit Union. Greg, Knicks are shooting 41% from 3 during their 11-game winning streak. Is that sustainable? That's a great question. Great question. I would think not. And Todd, which role player on either team could unexpectedly swing the series? One of the veterans, I think, for the Spurs could, one of their bench players. For the Knicks, I'm not so sure. They're really pretty reliant on their starting 5. So I don't know, that there's going to be a guy coming off the bench that's going to score, 20 points for them. They'll get guys that are going to contribute, but I don't know if there's going to be a guy, Todd, that, going to come in and light it up. Okay. I don't know a name here. It's a text message brought to you by B&D Electric. I attended the quarterback club meeting last night featuring Laura Rutledge. She was so complimentary to her education at UF, but also to you in particular, as far as helping prepare her for her career. Said she loved being back in Weimar yesterday. She's a great person and speaker and sports reporter. Really great to hear her so complimentary of UF overall. Being a former teacher myself, I know it has to make you feel great to hear from former students and for them to credit you. Have a great program and go Gators. Sure. I mean, look, we're all human, right? You growing up, there's only 3 things I ever wanted to do: teach, coach, or play a sport. I wasn't good enough to play a sport, so at least, at a high level. So the other 2 things, and I have gotten to do both. And when you teach, you coach. And a lot of things that I learned coaching, I applied to teaching. And, it wasn't always perfect, but if you listen to this show and you hear the number of former students that come on here who are working in the business, I am a proud papa when that happens. Because if I had, this much to do with their success, then, but that's what I'm here for. And Laura has been always kind in saying that. And let me just tell you, she's a better human being than she is a sports reporter. And that goes both ways. And I've been, in all the years I taught, which was nearly 28 years, to see so many of our grads come out of here and get work in the business, it's That's the most gratifying thing there was about doing this. So thank you for that. I appreciate it. Now, coming up, by the way, breaking news, some outlets reporting that another defensive lineman is committed to Florida. I tell you what, they're on a roll, man. Coming up, a big name goes before Congress in the sports world. I'll tell you who it is when we come back. You're listening to Sports Scene, coming to you live from the Gator Trim Light Studio, fueled by Southeast Car Agency on WRUF.
The John Sumrall era begins this September. Catch every game right here on WRUF, 98.1 FM, 850 AM. We are your home for Gator sports.
Summer is here. This summer, don't let pain or lingering injuries hold you back. Good news. You don't have to deal with long waits or high costs at Titan MRI and Imaging. At Titan MRI and Imaging, you're not just another patient. You're treated with care in a comfortable, personal setting. With 2 locations in Gainesville and 1 in Lake City, being pain-free is a short drive away. And they accept insurance. So don't sit out this summer. Get the scan you need and get back to enjoying it. Visit TitanMRI.com to learn more.
International Diamond Center's values are so compelling, it's not unusual to see people here that are not local.
Every day, we have people that drive an hour and a half, even 2 hours.
IDC owner Keith LeClaire.
People are willing to drive because they've heard it's not a typical jewelry store.
For example, did you know IDC has one of the largest selections of luxury pre-owned Rolexes in America?
You're going to want to come to IDC. It's worth the drive.
International Diamond Center in Celebration Point and online at shopidc.com.
Every great team is built on a solid game plan, sharp execution, and total trust in the crew beside you. At Quality Plumbing, we bring that same championship mindset to every job we do. For over 40 years, we've been the starting lineup for homes and businesses across North Central Florida, delivering reliable service, expert craftsmanship, and big wins for our customers. Call us today or visit qualityplumbing.com. We're your first string team. License number CFC 043073.
By now, you've heard about the Florida Legends Experience in Gila, featuring Gator Heisman greats Tim Tebow, Danny Werfel, and Steve Spurrier all in one place at Spurrier's Gridiron Grill. Imagine catching a pass or taking a handoff from a Heisman winner, all while supporting Isaiah 117 to help provide safe, loving homes for children in need. Then enjoy an unforgettable evening at the Gala, filled with great food and lasting memories. Don't miss this historic event. Find out how you and your business can get involved at FLLegends.com. That's FLLegends.com.
Summer in Gainesville means sunshine, barbecues, and storm season right around the corner. Don't wait until disaster strikes to think about your roof. Whether it's your home or your business, Atlantic Roofing has you covered. From inspections to full replacements, their expert team handles both residential and commercial roofing, built to stand up to Florida's toughest weather. Get ahead of the storm. Protect what matters most. Visit AtlanticRoofingFL.com today for your free estimate. Atlantic Roofing. Roofing you can trust, rain or shine.
Craving bold, authentic Cuban flavor? Head to Mi Apa Latin Cafe, where every bite brings the taste of Cuba straight to your table. From iconic Cuban sandwiches and fresh flaky empanadas to rich café con leche and perfectly sweet plantains. Every dish is made fresh daily for a true Latin experience. Proudly serving the community for over 23 years. And a proud supporter of the Florida Gators, Mi Apa now features 6 convenient locations ready to welcome you. Dine-in, drive-through, to-go, or catering, Mi Apa is your choice for crowd-pleasing Cuban favorites. Mi Apa Latin Cafe, the best Cuban food north of Miami.
Hey, have you ever talked to Ruse Agra over at State Farm?
Oh yeah, Ruse is awesome. Helped me get a ton of coverage for way less than I expected, and he serves all of North Florida. Super friendly too, actually takes time to explain everything.
Really? I thought State Farm would be pricey.
Nope, surprisingly great rates. You get that neighborly service you don't find everywhere. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
I might give Ruse at State Farm a call.
You should. Call 352-240-1779 for a free quote. You'll be glad you did.
Individual premiums will vary by customer. All applicants subject to State Farm underwriting requirements.
Hey, it's Kevin Winter. Join me in the Sports Lab today at 2 on WRUF, 98.1 FM, 850 AM, and anywhere in the world on the WRUF mobile app. We are your home for Gator Sports.
Everybody put your hands in the air.
Welcome back to the final half hour of Sports Scene today. Well, I promised you a pretty big name went to Congress today. His name? Nick Saban. Yeah. There's a bill in Congress that I will tell you about if you haven't heard about it. But he is pleading for Congress to pass this bill to, quote, bring order to a system that badly needs fixing, unquote. I'm going to tell you, I'm paraphrasing from his testimony. Congress doesn't need to micromanage college athletics. It does need to fix the mess in the courts, create a national framework so the people inside college sports can enforce fair rules. Without that legal certainty, every rule becomes another lawsuit, every standard becomes another risk, and the system keeps drifting toward a professional model. He's supporting the Protect College Sports Act. Also there, Notre Dame's athletic director, the Pac-12 commissioner, West Virginia's president, Gordon Gee, and a Utah football player. So the athletic directors talked mainly at the meeting about consequences if something isn't done, because if something isn't done, they say more Olympic sports could be cut. And the quote here is, we've seen the data, the threats are real. Here's some of the rules that it would include. Prohibiting former pro athletes from playing in college. Check. I love that. Limiting athletic eligibility to a maximum of 5 years. Check. I don't want to see some dude 27 years old playing college athletics. I don't. Prohibiting schools, this is interesting, from poaching a coach from another school during their sports season. And Senator Ted Cruz, who sponsored the bill, called it the Lane Kiffin rule. How about that? Yeah. Saban doesn't think the bill is perfect, thinks that there'll be tweaks to it. But he says it's important in terms of college athletics, in terms of the future for young people, to give college athletes a chance to move forward with rules that are clear, national, and enforceable. He supports the act. Now, Saban also said this. I want you to hear the numbers here, right? And the time frame we are talking about. Saban said in his first year with a collective, Alabama had $2.7 million in NIL funds. 2.7. It has since increased to 10 million, 17 million, and 24 million smackers. Now, he says, you have schools that have close to $40 million rosters. Some are saying a realistic cap is needed, that the current House settlement cap of $20.5 million is too low. Well, here's a quote. The concept of a cap emanating from the House settlement, in my opinion, is a fallacy. There is no cap. It's an equation. You're going to have a generation of student athletes, thousands of cases that are finishing their college journey without a college degree, with money that is fleeting. So by the time they're 25, they've torn through that money. It's kind of a good luck for the rest of your life. The bill does not address whether or not college athletes should be considered as employees. So they've also talked about the financial disparity among, big and small. Quote, if you continue to have all of your resources pooled into football with escalating roster fees and not knowing where that ends, I believe the inevitable outcome is going to be a small handful of schools that will differentiate themselves from others and play football at a super league level. This is Notre Dame's athletic director saying this. I don't think it's good for college football to be a mini NFL. That's not the spirit of college football, unquote. How about all of that? That is where we are, peeps, in terms of this whole nonsense. It's gotten way out of control. And the genie is out of the bottle. So now, what do you do? That's the other thing. What in the world do you do to fix it? And I don't know what you do. At least this seems to be a starting point. But in the next, 3 years or so, what will happen when it comes to money, cutting sports, all of that? What will happen? What will happen? It's pretty interesting. All right, we got some time here. 3928255, that's our Titan MRI Imaging phone line. International Diamond Center email, srussell@wruf.com. And again, many thanks to Domino's, Gator Domino's, for sponsoring hour number 2 of the show. By the way, Super Regionals begin Friday. Ole Miss at Auburn, all SEC. That's going to be on ESPN2. Saturday, a whole bunch of them. Mississippi State at Georgia, Oklahoma at Kansas, Oregon at Texas, St. John's at Alabama. So think of the teams that are in there, and it'll be interesting. And it's, I don't know. Some of these are not going to be on ESPN per se. Ole Miss Auburn's going to be on ESPN2. But what about the regional with Arkansas Little Rock, a super regional rather, and Troy? I don't believe that's going to be on the family of networks at all. At all. So we will see what the coverage is going to be like. By the way, Lance Cormier, who had the ESPN broadcast of the Florida Regional here, is scheduled to join us later in the week to give his thoughts on what happened here and look ahead to the Super Regionals as well. Paul says, in hearing what your one emailer said about softball choking, baseball choking, etc., I guess men's golf choked too. Yeah. According to what that guy said, yes, they did. They choked too. Bunch of gaggers here. Yeah. I mean, if you don't win it, if you don't win the whole thing, you choke. So, yeah. But of course not. Of course not. But I get what he's saying tongue in cheek, certainly. It was a good year for men's golf. And look, when you have aspiration to win a national championship and you don't think the players feel badly enough? You don't think the coaches feel badly enough? They do. They do. So, just have to see what transpires here. One more segment left here, so it's still time to hear from you. And I do want to hear in this last segment who you're going to pick in the NBA Finals. I think you've been very nice to me in picking the Knicks, maybe, for support, but I'm not. And I will tell you, partly that's because I don't want to get disappointed if they don't win. And what I really dread, what I dread, Luis? If there is a situation where a player makes an egregious error and it costs a game, I can't say they choked. When they may, indeed, do that. But all I hope is that from a viewership standpoint, it's a good series. I think anybody wants that. And again, our live coverage tonight begins right here at 7:30. Make sure and tune in. We'll take a break, come back, one last segment. Still time to hear from you, your thoughts on what Saban said with Congress. That's coming up, I hope, on WRUF.
WRUF Sports Center.
I'm Tori Kitchens. Florida men's golf saw their season end in disappointment Tuesday in California. The Gators dropped the national quarterfinal match 3-2 to Oklahoma State. Associate head coach Dudley Hart told the Golf Channel Florida gave it all they had.
I don't think most people understand the work that goes into this, how much buy-in these guys have. You know, that it's not all sunshine and rainbows all the time, and our guys just grind all year. That's all you can ask for as a coach.
Despite the loss, Florida finished as back-to-back regional champions for the first time in program history. Santa Fe Baseball is looking for a new head coach. Johnny Wiggs announced this week that he is retiring after 20 seasons in charge. Wiggs was a standout pitcher in Florida's first College World Series team back in 1998. He leaves the Saints having logged 626 wins, 9 conference championships, and 2 trips to the Junior College World Series.
Sometimes it can be hard to tell the difference between a minor sprain and a significant issue. The team at UF Health Orthopedics and Sports Medicine provide expert orthopedic care with locations in Gainesville and Ocala for everything from walk-in treatments to specialized surgeries and complex cases. Choose the providers who care for Team USA. Visit ufhealth.org/orthoexperts to learn more. Proud provider for the U.S. Olympic and Paralympic Medical Network.
Are you ready to raise your game when it comes to your Gators gear? Head over to Alma Mater in Gainesville. You'll find just what you need to rep your team in style. From one-of-a-kind Gator tees and hats to NIL gear, they've got the perfect Gator swag for every fan in all kinds of weather. Whether it's game day or any day, you'll be winning with officially licensed apparel found nowhere else. Locally owned, locally produced. Alma Mater, in-store at the corner of 34th and University or online at almamaterdesign.com.
Domino's carryout deal means you can carry out one-topping pizzas for $7.99 each when you order online or by phone. Just in case there's any confusion, we've even set up a helpful website to confirm if today is a day you can carry out one-topping pizzas for $7.99 each. Just go to howaboutoday.com to find out if Domino's carryout deal is valid today. Spoiler alert, it is. Carryout only. Ask for this offer. Availability and charges may vary. Size availability varies by crust type. Excludes XL and specialty. Your local store may charge extra for some toppings and sauces.
It's the grand opening of the all-new Davis Gainesville Chevrolet GMC. We've just received a special factory allocation of GMC trucks and SUVs. New GMC Sierra, $329 per month. New GMC Canyon, $299 per month. We sell more, so you save more. At Davis Gainesville Chevrolet of the all-new Davis Gainesville GMC on North Main Street in the heart of Gator Country and at GainesvilleChevyGMC.com.
36-month leases, $84.99 due at signing plus tax, title, and doc. All rebates and incentives to dealer may include loyalty, subject to lender approval. Expires month end. Together, let's drive.
This summer, bring every game home. Baseball, soccer, golf, like never before. With a stunning new home theater system from Electronics World. Gainesville's preferred choice for home theater, surveillance, and smart home solutions. Delivering the best products, the best service, and the best price. Don't just watch the game, live it. At Electronics World. Gainesville's preferred choice for home theater, home surveillance, and smart home installation and service. Visit electronicsworldfl.com for more. That's electronicsworldfl.com.
Hey Gainesville, tired of big banks that don't know your name? Meet Galabank. Locally owned, locally operated. With over 350 years of combined experience, we're here to help our neighbors, not just customers. No call centers, no appointments necessary, no sign-in sheets, and anyone can cash a check on us. No extra charge. Local bank, local people. Galabank. Find us at 7515 West University Avenue off Tower Road. Galabank. Member FDIC.
Foodies, this is not a drill. Sensei Asian Bistro is now open in Celebration Point, right next to Spurrier's Gridiron Grill, and it's bringing bold Japanese French fusion flavors you won't find anywhere else. We're talking smoked New York strip, rich matcha curry, melt-in-your-mouth Chilean sea bass, and the fan-favorite Chunggang chili chicken. Feeling adventurous? Dive into fresh crudo oysters or treat yourself to A5 Wagyu tataki. Add in handcrafted cocktails, and you've got your next night out covered. Sensei Asian Bistro. Come hungry, leave impressed.
When you're ready to roll up your sleeves or open new doors for the next generation. When you're ready to give your time where it matters most. And put your heart behind every handshake. Radiant Credit Union is ready too. With partnerships, programs, and people dedicated to building stronger communities together. Helping our community shine. Radiant Credit Union. When you're ready, let's get started.
From the UF Weather Center, here is your WRUF weather update.
Mostly sunny and comfortable this afternoon as humidity continues to drop. High temperatures in the lower 80s and a breeze gusting to about 25 miles an hour. Partly clouded, mostly clear skies for us into the overnight. Low temperatures cooling to the lower to mid 60s. Thursday's looking good as well. High temperatures in the mid 80s, mostly sunny skies and still breezy. From the WUFT Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Megan Borowski.
This is Jeff Cardozo. Today at 4, tune in for the tailgate right here on WRUF 98.1 FM, 850 AM. Your home for Gator Sports.
Some MLB games going on this afternoon. Marlins and the Nationals in the nation's capital. 1-0 Marlins in the third. Tigers and the Rays going at it in Tampa. Tigers up 3-2 early. That's in the top of the third. And the surprising Chicago White Sox are scoreless at Minnesota. That game just underway. The White Sox have been, much as the Mets have been a dismal disappointment, a team like the White Sox has been really good, and good for them. I mean, the Cubs are okay. The White Sox, good. That's always good when both your teams in the same city are playing well. And that, so far at least, is the case in Chicago. The Cubs were expected to do well, though. The White Sox certainly were not expected to do well. We'll do a final call here on our Titan MRI Imaging phone line. Top Jimmy, hello.
Hey, Mr. Russell. Hey. Final caller? Okay, thank you. Explain to me your trepidation over the Knicks. I think they've got a more talented team than the Spurs do.
I think there's a couple of places that the Knicks can be exposed, and I also don't think the Knicks are going to continue to shoot what they've been shooting. And if that's the case, I mean, look, I don't expect anybody to blow anybody out here. I mean, it could happen. And then again, how effective is Robinson going to be? He's expected to play, but he's the question mark here. So, and again, I'm using my reverse psychology here. If I don't pick the Knicks to win and they lose, I don't feel so bad.
Okay, fair enough. And Robinson's playing. He just had surgery on a broken finger, correct?
Yes.
Yeah. So that's certainly gonna affect him.
Well, I mean, we don't know if it does, but it's on his right hand. And I mean, look, San Antonio, Fox was hurt, Harper was hurt, right?
Yeah.
Mitchell was hurt for OKC. That's part of it. And the Knicks have been, pretty fortunate. They didn't have Anunoby for a while because of his hamstring, but, all in all, for the minutes that their starters log, they've been pretty fortunate.
I just think the cast of characters from the bench for the Knicks is going to be more formidable than for the Spurs. But that's just my opinion, and I'm pulling for you, man. I hope you get a title.
And here's one more. Here's the reason why I think Robinson it matters. Look, when you're trying to deal with Wembanyama, that you're talking about a load, right? And Wemby's the defensive player of the year. So how do you handle him around the basket? What do you do? Well, Robinson's a pretty good offensive rebounder. He's going to need to have a few of those, I think, for the Knicks to be successful here.
Right, and keep him out of the paint. Well, he can shoot 3-pointers too. He's 7'6" or whatever. Anyway, But and last night's hockey game was phenomenal, man.
Depends on your point of view. Wasn't so phenomenal for Carolina.
Well, no, okay, no, just the overall game. I mean, I think they said that Carolina scored 25 seconds into the game, and then Vegas scored less than 30 seconds into the second period, and that was the first time that had happened in NHL Finals history, I believe.
I'll take your word for that. I don't know.
Okay. Well, yeah, just the regurgitation I'm hearing off the TV.
Yep. I got like a minute. Go.
You got to.
I got a minute, so go ahead.
All this. I don't get all this stuff with people already talking about Sully's got to go and stuff like. All right. I hear the music. I'll let you go.
Just call back tomorrow. We'll call back tomorrow and we'll figure it out.
All right.
All right, Jimmy. Steve. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. That is our show for today. Don't forget, Kevin and the Sports Lab gang coming up next. Do not move your radio dial. What a gorgeous day today, especially for June. Go out and enjoy it. I'll see you tomorrow on Sports Scene. I'm Steve Russell. You're listening to WRUF. Go Knicks!
And I'll keep this world from dragging me down. Gonna stand my ground. And I won't back down. Hey, baby, there ain't no easy way out.
The NBA playoffs play here. WRUF 98.1 FM, 850 AM, and anywhere in the world on the WRUF mobile app.
Gator Nation, did you know the UF bookstore, located right inside the University of Florida's Rights Union, is more than just textbooks? That's right. Gear up with officially licensed Gator merchandise from top brands like Nike, Peter Lamar, Lululemon, Columbia, Tommy Bahama, Apple, and more. From game day to every day, we've got the styles Gators love. Stop by the Florida bookstore at Rights Union. The Florida bookstore, where Gators shop.
Go Gators! It's lunchtime and nobody does lunch like Pomodoro Cafe. From Italian dishes to subs and salads, and favorites like their pressed ciabatta pesto chicken with fries, grilled chicken, assorted roast peppers, mushrooms, mozzarella, and pesto aioli.
This is Steve Russell sharing with you one of my favorite lunch spots, Pomodoro Cafe, located in the Spring Hill Publix complex on 39th Avenue near I-75. Enjoy Pomodoro Cafe today.
And don't forget, they cater online at pomodorocafe.com.
Nobody does catering like P.F. Chang's. Elevate your gathering with our buffet-style catering pans. Packed with bold flavors and generous portions of your favorite dishes, we make it easy to serve and even easier to enjoy. From chopsticks to dessert, everything's ready for pickup or delivered right to your door. Choose individual meals, customizable catering packages, or build your own perfect feast. P.F. Chang's Catering. Your feast perfected. Order now at pfchangs.com/catering.
There are plenty of realtors in town, but few work as hard, respond as quickly, or care as deeply as Doreen Wiebe of Caldwell Banker MM Parish. Community-driven and client-focused, Doreen will work with you to ensure your satisfaction. Whether you're buying or selling, she brings persistence, preparation, and heart to every deal. With Doreen, you're not just another transaction. You're a priority. Call 352-562-1411. That's 352-562-1411.
Gator fans, this one's for you. Introducing Castaway Sauce Company, the hot sauce made by Gators for Gators. Their signature ball kicker hot sauce is inspired by Steve Spurrier's famous kick that beat Auburn in '66. If you love hot sauce with real flavor, not just heat and vinegar, Castaway delivers. Available at select public supermarkets, Castaway Sauce Company is founded by a lifelong Gator and proud UF alum. From mild to wild, they've got a flavor for every Gator tailgate. Grab your Castaway hot sauce today and taste the tradition. Learn more at CastawaySauceCompany.com.
It's game day. Lights on, fans ready, everything running like it should. Now imagine your home performing at that same level. No flickering lights, no tripping breakers, no last-minute surprises. With B&D Electric, your home's electrical system is always game day ready. From repairs and lighting to panel upgrades and troubleshooting, they deliver reliable service you can count on every time. Don't sit on the sidelines. Schedule your service today at www.bdelectric.com. That's bdelectric.com.
Looking for the perfect stay in Gainesville? Holiday Inn Gainesville University Center is just steps from the Swamp, the closest hotel to UF. With 6 stylish floors of brand new everything, we've been completely renovated and fully remodeled for your comfort. Enjoy the best guest services in town, competitive rates, and a location you just can't beat. And don't forget about our rooftop pool. Whether it's game day, graduation, or a Gator getaway, make your stay extraordinary at Holiday Inn Gainesville University Center. Visit us online today for details and booking.
Overheard at the Hard Rock Bet Party.
I just got another NBA offer from Hard Rock Bet.
A Hard Rock Bet promo at the Hard Rock Bet Party? That is so meta.
That's not meta. That's Meta World Peace. Meta. Tell them about Hard Rock Bet.
Hard Rock Bet has it all. Live odds for every NBA game, every player prop, same game parlays, you name it. It's the only place I play these days.
Okay, now that is meta.
Hard Rock Bet. Roll with us.
Offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida to wager. Terms and conditions apply. Concerned about your gambling? Call or text 1-833-PLAY-WISE.
From the Spurrier's Gridiron Grill Studio, WRUF Gainesville.